Welcome to Day AI, where we focus on the happenings on this date, historically, globally, and nationally. If you would, please hit the like and subscribe button for future notifications and updates. April 10th carries a different kind of weight. Where April 9th often marks endings, April 10 tends to represent consequences, events set into motion that ripple outward across time. We begin in the early centuries, where survival itself was uncertain and power shifted quickly. In the year 879, King Louis III of West Francia secured a victory over Viking forces. At the time, Europe was in a constant state of pressure from outside threats, and moments like this were not just wins, they were brief stabilizations in a world that could collapse overnight. As history moves forward, April 10th becomes tied to forces far beyond human control. In 1815, Mount Tambora in Indonesia began its catastrophic eruption, one of the most powerful in recorded history. The explosion sent ash high into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight and lowering global temperatures. The following year became known as the Year Without a Summer. Crops failed across continents, famine spread. It was a stark reminder that no matter how advanced humanity becomes, nature can still rewrite the rules instantly. Then in 1912, one of the most iconic journeys in history began. The RMS Titanic departed on its maiden voyage. At the time, it represented the peak of human engineering and confidence, a floating symbol of progress. But history would quickly turn that symbol into something else entirely. What began on April 10th would become one of the most well-known maritime tragedies ever recorded. In the United States, April 10th also reflects a shift toward compassion and reform. In 1866, the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals was founded. Coming just after the Civil War, it showed that even in the aftermath of massive human conflict, there was still a push toward building a more humane society. April 10th also sits within the larger story of global war. In 1941, during World War II, Axis forces invaded Greece, expanding the reach of an already devastating conflict. It's another example of how quickly regional tensions can grow into something much larger, pulling entire nations into their path. But not all moments tied to April 10th are about addiction or escalation. Some are about resolution, fragile, imperfect, but meaningful. In 1998, the Good Friday Agreement was signed, marking a major step toward ending decades of violent conflict in Northern Ireland. It didn't erase the past, but it created a framework for peace, showing that even long-standing divisions can begin to move towards something better. Looking across all of these events, a pattern begins to emerge. April 10th is not just about what happens in a single moment, it's about what those moments trigger. Natural disasters reshape the world in ways that take years to recover from. Human ambition reaches extraordinary heights, sometimes followed by equally dramatic consequences. Wars expand, pulling more people into their orbit. And occasionally, after long periods of conflict, people choose negotiation over violence. It is a day of momentum, a day where actions, decisions, and forces, both human and natural, begin to unfold in ways that cannot easily be stopped. It reminds us that history is not static. It moves, it builds, it reacts. And often, by the time we understand what has begun, it is already too late to turn back. Thank you for watching or listening. This Day AI presentation for April 10th. This one carries a different kind of intensity. A lot has unfolded on this date across history. Let us reflect on the past, be aware of the present, and shape our very future, if it is possible. We will do it here at Day AI. See you at a later date.